Welcome to the Lister Horsfall Grand Prix. It's round number 2 of the Men's British Cycling National Circuit Series, coming to you from Ilkley. Whilst the umbrellas were evident, the rain was never heavy, but it did not stop all night. And that steep climb coming straight after the first corner saw dig after dig at the front, dashing the hopes of many at the rear of the bunch.
2022 series winner Jacob Scott in the purple and yellow of the Bolton Equities Black Spoke team was the first to attack in what seemed like an inevitable move on the upper section of the climb. But despite pushing hard all through the long drag to the course's high point and then down the long descent, any advantage he gained was rapidly negated by Jim Brown of the Legend team, and they had the bunch lined out behind them. As the race progressed, we saw Cycling Sheffield, Trinity Racing and the Dolan Alessi team try to stretch the pack to breaking point both on the descent and on the climb. But despite the repeated efforts of McKay, Covewell and Smith, the bunch was still a sizable one in the middle part of the race. And this was the pattern that was set. So we saw runners like Ollie Peckover from Train Sharp try to break up the racing, but it came to no avail until one of the most decisive moves of the night, and the one that saw the first big selection of podium contenders, was instigated by George Kimber of Embark Spirit BSS. He broke clear with just Adam Lewis of St Piran on his wheel. Working well together, the pair's injection of pace forced a reaction in the bunch, which took the pack down to a more manageable size. However, they were closed down by a much reduced group of chasers that had split from the remnants of the bunch, and it was this group who then stayed together with little change. But this hiatus in the action, well, it was never going to last long. The next key attack was even more critical, as despite the wheelbase squad drilling the front of the race in an effort to prevent a breakaway going clear again, it was a rider from Wales, Edward Morgan of the Wales Racing Academy, who went clear with Adam Lewis, again the only rider to grab the wheel of the attempted escapee. A two-rider breakaway was always going to have its work cut out to stay away from the bunch, and they yo-yo back and forth with the gap going out and coming down. And it was when that gap came down, they soon drew out the irrepressible George Kimber once more, and Matt Fox of the wheelbase Cavtech Castelli squad, a rider whose second place in the bunch sprint at Otley meant he was the one they would try to shake off before the finale. Using the very summit of the climb, the duo bridged to the two leaders, making a lead group of 4. And these leaders quickly established a lead of 1 minute 30 seconds. A gap which was reinstated over the chasing group after the race was stopped to allow the passage of an ambulance across the circuit, but with a reduced race distance. Despite the renewed efforts of the chasers, the gap was more decisive than ever. With 3 laps to go, Lewis, perhaps paying for his earlier efforts to make the race, had lost contact, but did manage to keep the leading trio in sight as they crossed the line for the penultimate time. However, time was running out to make a move, and on the final ascent of the steep climb, Kimber tried hard to go clear, but both Morgan and Fox stayed firmly attached in a line astern, and it was then all downhill to the finish, where opening up the afterburners early, Fox put in a blistering attack to open up several bike lengths from the duo.
It's so nice! Who's it gonna be? The spinny's on, it's opened up! Wheelbase!
Great win for Matt Fox on the night. Second place going to Ed Morgan, overtaking third place George Kimber in a sprint for the line. Adam Lewis holding off the bunch for fourth place. It was a great day for the wheelbase Cavtech Castelli squad, who finished Ilkley with 233 points in the team competition, 58 points clear of second place St Piran. Let's hear from the race winner and series leader Matt Fox.
How does it feel to take that after Otley?
Yeah, it feels pretty amazing. It was a good ride on Wednesday, but yeah, there was obviously one bad on the road.
Yeah, and I mean, it was touch and go there at the end with the breakaway. Talk us through the final lap.
Yeah, I mean, once we got stopped, I wasn't sure if we were going to stay away, so I didn't commit too much to start with. And then I heard that we had like 20 seconds, so it was just sort of like staying at the front. And the other guys, they were attacking me, but yeah, just jumped straight on it. And I was gapping a little bit in that corner there, so I thought I'd take it up from there if I needed to, but the Embark boy took it up from the corner, and then I just came around and
So here are your results from round 2. In first place, Matt Fox from Wheelbase Cabtech Castelli, also overall first place. Ed Morgan in second tonight from the Wales Racing Academy, moving overall into 10th. George Kimber from Embark Spirit BSS, third tonight, moving overall into 8th place. Adam Lewis from St Piran held off the bunch for 4th, and Tim Shawman from the Wheelbase Cabtech Castelli squad took the bunch sprint. Make sure you join us next time as the action moves down south to Guildford and it's a cobbled climb to the finish.